so limitless.
Hey lovelies, it's your girl Charnel. Welcome back to my channel. Do not mind my arm brace. It is because I'm getting syndromes of like carpal tunnel from being on my phone, so like on Pinterest and like being on the computer all the time or on my tablet. So don't mind this, just ignore this beautiful piece. Today I'm going to be sharing with you guys some information around my skin and how it has been able to improve for the past 2 months since working with my naturopath. The initial reason why I went to my naturopath back in November was because I was starting to have my skin, I wasn't starting. Over the few months, my skin has just been getting worse. And I've never really had bad skin as an adult. I've had some issues with acne, but this time around, like the acne I was getting was very cystic. It was happening more frequently, and I started seeing a pattern of when I was getting the pimples and whatnot. Or the bumps. In November, I went to go see a naturopath who I've seen once in the past, but I decided to revisit her this time around. And I discussed my issue with my skin as well as my issue with how frequently or infrequently I was getting my period, which was every 47 days. Now, backstory, I actually came off of birth control December 2017, and I believe I was on that for a bit over 5 years. And I was initially on the pill, and then I switched to NuvaRing, and I came off of the NuvaRing December 2017. And so ever since then is when my period, it kind of came random times, and I was like, yeah, that makes sense because my hormones are all out of whack. But after like 5 months, I was like, okay, you know what? My period now is coming every 47 days. Something isn't right. So those were my two concerns, my skin and my period. So because there weren't really any main issues with my period, like they weren't extremely heavy or any of that kind of stuff, the naturopath as well as my own physician, family doctor, mentioned that there's nothing to be worried about because some women just get their periods less frequently than other women. So that was that. But in regards to my skin, I decided that I should get some testing done. Now, I wanted to do a food testing to see what foods I was intolerant to, because I'm like, yeah, like this is the only reason why I'm breaking out. But she said because I was breaking out like on my cheek and on the lower half, and I was starting to get like bumps on my neck, which is weird, and on my chest. And I recently realized on my back that it wasn't due to food intolerances, it was due to my hormonal imbalances. So just to be sure, she decided that I should do a test. Now, you could also get some of these tests done by your family doctor. I know here in Canada where we have good healthcare, they may be able to do some tests for you. Otherwise, if you get the test done with a referral from the naturopath, then you will have to pay for it. So all of the tests that I did, they range from $9 to $52. Thank God for benefits. So work benefits really helped out a lot with this naturopath doctor, because let me tell you, like even a 30-minute visit is 95 bucks. So if you guys are looking for a career where you're looking to make money and help people at the same time, consider becoming a naturopath as well. But anyways, back to being on track. So I got the documents here regarding the information that she told me. So I tested for my free testosterone levels, my dihydrotestosterone levels, sex hormone binding levels, progesterone, and estrogen levels. So everything was in balance except for my dihydrotestosterone levels. Now, when I say that, I'm going to refer to it moving forward as DHT. So what happens is my testosterone levels are relatively lower, but it's not like an issue. But because I make such a little amount of testosterone, and DHT comes from my testosterone, my DHT levels was alarmingly high. So the bracket, it should be between 83 and 1266, and my DHT levels is 978. So the ideal area that she would like for me to get it to is between 500 to 600, which means I got a long way to go. or at that point I had a long way to go. So anyways, what happens then is because my free testosterone levels, it literally, once I get testosterone in my body, it funnels it to my DHT and my estrogen. So my estrogen is a bit higher than normal, but that's okay, it's not alarming. But the estrogen she mentioned is what causes us to have cystic acne, which I was having, and the DHT is what causes acne or hair loss, and oily skin. And so it causes acne on your chest, your back, and your chin, which is exactly what was happening to me. And we found out, obviously based on what I just said, it's because my DHT levels are relatively high and I need to get it down from 978 to around 500 to 600. So what she prescribed for me in terms of my DHT is, she said I needed herbs to help reduce that number and kind of balance out the imbalance that I currently have in my body. Sorry, I'm looking at this just so that I could give you guys clear information. So she gave me two things: Tribulus Terrestris pill. I just call it Tribulus. And so with this, I had to, and she said specifically the Alpha Science brand. Now I'm not sure if it's because that's the brand that she sells at her office, but she said specifically this brand, so I just bought it from her location, which they sell it a bit cheaper than in stores anyway. But anyway, so she prescribed Tribulus, and this, it says, when I searched it when I came home, it said it's for men regarding testosterone levels. However, it worked for me. So don't believe everything you read online. Just talk to someone who knows what they're talking about. I was really nervous when I read that online, but I was like, you know what? She knows what she's talking about. Let me just try it. Let me see. There could be no harm. So especially because it's a herb. So with Tribulus, anyways, I had to take this. I had to take 2 pills in the morning with my breakfast, and I took 2 pills in the evening with my dinner every single day. And there's 120 tablets. So I did this for 2 months. And then she also prescribed zinc. She said it helps with immunity, it helps with oiliness of skin and wound healing, so like dark acne scars, so like these dark spots on my skin. But the reason why she gave it to me was to support my testosterone, levels. So zinc works for a whole bunch of different things, and it really helps detoxify the body. So with zinc, I had to take 1 every single morning for 2 months. So I was taking literally 5 tablets a day, okay? In addition to my regular omega-3 that I take. So within a month, I actually found out that I actually got my period earlier, okay? So I got my period, I believe it was 35 days after instead of the 47, which I was like, yo, what's happening? Like, I was really nervous at first because I was like, is this really even my period? But I got my period earlier, and then the next month I got my period again, the same. I got my period 32 days earlier. So I'm still trying to figure out I guess the accurate number of days that I'll have my period. But that's a good thing because now I'm getting my period more frequently, yay, which I'm super excited about. So that helped in that case, and she explained why, but I honestly don't remember why that's happening, but that's a good thing. We have nothing to be alarmed about there. And then also what happened with my skin was that I didn't really have hormonal acne before my period came. So like when I got my period again, that's why I was so shocked, because it was like usually I'd get cystic bumps or some kind of sign. Nothing. Like I like my skin was just dripping. Like, can't do drip it. You know? So I was super excited about that, but I'm like, you know what? It's because I'm taking this medication or these herbs, whatever. So don't get too hyped. So that happened, and yeah. So then the next time around, the second month now, same thing happened. Got my period. I believe I only broke out like once, which is fine. And again, way less than what I was used to, and I didn't have. Yeah, it was just weird. It was weird. But I was super excited, and so I'm waiting to see now the 3rd time that I get my period to see if any of the acne on my skin resurfaces. But it shouldn't, because I'm assuming now that my DHT levels have gone down. Now, I do have to do other things to maintain this aspect of my life with my skin. Now, I still do have scars and whatnot on my skin, and she mentioned that in the winter months, our skin doesn't shed as frequently as it does like in the summer or whatnot. So I'm still gonna have that those dark marks and that extra layer. So I'm gonna tell you the things that she recommended for me to do to continue with the health of my skin. So the first thing, water. Now, I am not a heavy water drinker, and I really should be, so let me just sip some right now. So I don't know if you guys could see. My camera's trying to focus on my face. But in this water bottle, I have chia seeds. It looks so jelly and gross in here. But I have chia seeds to help me get my fiber intake for the day. And so she recommends to take 1 to 2 tablespoons a day, 2 tablespoons max of chia seeds. It could be chia seeds, it could be ground flaxseed, or there was another one she mentioned that I can't remember off the top of my head. But I just started putting the flax seeds in my water just so that I make sure I get it if I'm not having my smoothie or any of that stuff on a regular day. Now, with that being said, why it's important to have water is because it also helps to flush out any hormones that are binding in your body. And we can't flush out hormones through our urine. We have to do it through our bowel movements. So it's important to drink your water to get all that stuff. So like all those hormones that are still possibly in my body, because I'm still not drinking as much water as I really should be, are possibly still here. And yeah, so I'm trying to work on it. Okay, I'm still trying to work on it 2 months later. I'm still trying to work on it. I got it. But yeah, so it's important to have water, and also to get other fiber intake. You could have vegetables, you could have fruits. And she mentioned that having fruits is important, as well as having things such as like oatmeal, because they're 2 different kinds of fibers to help with that bowel movement. If you guys want me to go in more detail about that, I could do that in a completely separate video, but I don't want this video to get too sciencey or nutrition based, all that kind of stuff. So anyways, so it's important to increase my fiber intake so that my bowel movement increases, because I also find that I haven't been using the washroom as frequently as I once had. And if you are taking in a lot of fiber, you do need to drink a lot of water to flush it out. Otherwise, you will remain constipated or even get more constipated. So you have to be very mindful of that. She also suggested that moving forward, I have a lotion with SPF in it. And she mentioned SPF 10 to SPF 15. And I just bought SPF 30 because I wasn't really paying attention. Of course, Shana would do that. But because I buy stuff from places where you can return it, I will be returning that. I also think when I put on SPF, whenever I've used it, it's caused me to break out on my chin, which happened recently. So I tried it on my skin, which was the SPF 30 from Kiehl's, and I broke out. So I'm just waiting a few days because I changed up a couple of my products. I need to test everything out to make sure that my skin products that I'm putting on topically isn't what's causing me to break out. So I'm just figuring out my routine, and once I do, I will definitely share with you guys some cool stuff. There's one product that I found that I love, that as soon as I get a pimple, it like shrinks it, but I'll give you guys that detail in another video. But yeah, so she said use SPF. Vitamin C is very helpful as well. A lot of people, when I went to Sephora to get something with vitamin C, they mentioned that it's not enough to really help reduce dark marks. So another option that my doctor, or the naturopath, who is a doctor, recommended was to buy 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C and have that every single day, which would help with the acne scars that I got on my back, and also the acne scars on my face, all the extra stuff, which is also very good because, as I mentioned, in the winter our skin does not shed as fast as it should, so that would help with that process, speeding up that process, and for me to continue having my fiber intake and water. And yeah, so that is it regarding my skin. I'm gonna come through with my skin dripping just now, and I'll show you guys how my skin actually looks close up, so you guys could see that. And if you guys actually have any questions regarding that process, or anything about like the birth control that I was on, any of that kind of stuff, then please leave your questions below. And I will definitely try and drop videos, as I am trying to be more present here on YouTube, as I miss y'all. I miss talking to you guys, engaging with you guys. But yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching this long video. It was very important for me to share this with you because I feel better about my skin already within 2 months with the help of this naturopath. And I also do want to mention that if you are trying to get pregnant, then please don't follow these same steps, because I know that it's affecting your hormone levels. So you just have to make sure that you are speaking with your doctor, regardless if you're pregnant or not, or trying to get pregnant or not. Speak with your doctor before investing in any of these products if you choose to. So yeah, look into your healthcare, see if you get any benefits from work, because a naturopath is the truth. But I'll talk to you guys in my next video. Make sure you follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and my new website, www.osolimitless.com. And I'll catch y'all in my next video. Deuces.